Hey, Jeff Wickersham, here's where it all began. I lost my mom to cancer 4.5 years ago. Ever since, it's been my mission to inspire and lead. It's Mother's Day, it's windy, it's wet, it's raining out. I had to just get out and say hello to her. Sit back, relax, and enjoy your morning.
Good morning, Jeff Wickersham. Episode number 203. Today's topic is this: fear of consequences are worse than actually what happens. So I don't know in your life if you've got something that you're building up to, or you've got a challenge you've got to tackle on, or you've got to deal with a situation. And so many times we make that situation or that fear so much bigger than it actually is. And that fear of what we're trying to do, or the fear of the consequence of what, a difficult conversation we're going to have, let's say, it's always worse than actually what happens. And it's just that fear mindset and how fear can grip you at your soul and your mind, and it can play over and over again that this is going to be the worst thing that can happen. And the reality is it typically is not as bad as you make it out to be. I mean, I put it into a context where no matter what happens, it can't be worse than when I watch my mom take her last breath, right? I mean, I still remember vividly 4.5 years ago when my dad called down. My brother had just gotten to our house. I ran upstairs and I watched her take her last breath. So any fear of a difficult conversation with anybody, or difficult challenge that I'm facing, it shouldn't be worse than what I experienced back then. And I think if you frame it up in that manner, and maybe you have a bad experience as well. I know everybody's lost someone they loved in their life. And if you have, I truly, my heart goes out to you, because I know how hard it's been for me personally, as well as my family, losing my mom 4.5 years ago. But if you have experienced that deep loss of pain, think of that the next time you're fearful of something, fearful of the consequences, because it's not going to be that bad. And we make it up to be this grand, big thing, and it typically is nowhere near than we make it up in our mind. So next time you're facing a challenge or a hurdle, or you've got to have a difficult conversation, just go and do it. Don't be fearful, because that fear makes it this big, grand thing that you're going to have to face, and typically it's far less than we make it out in our mind. So use that trick moving forward. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you listening. Share this up with anybody that might see benefit, whether you're on YouTube or you're listening from a podcast perspective. Rise, fight, love, repeat. Get after it, and I'll talk to you soon.